Okay, you've heard of aliens in my attic. Currently we have woodpeckers in ours. Happy Whip Wednesday. I am so sorry that I just like dropped off the face of the earth as far as long format videos have gone. I probably filmed 6 or 7 videos and I hated every single one of them. And I just needed to touch grass for a little bit and realize that it was not that serious and to not take myself so seriously. But yeah, we're just gonna dip our toes back in and do a little Whip Wednesday. I don't think I've done a full video on this little baby. This is my foolproof cardigan by We Made Wardrobe. Such a good pattern. By foolproof, they literally mean idiot proof. If there was an opportunity for someone to read any pattern incorrectly, it's gonna be me. I found it extremely easy to follow, very digestible information. They had a lot of cool little facts on the side, great tutorials linked. Not picking my nose, I'm just itchy. Anyways, I knit this. I had it sitting on my needles for a while. I had so many other things happening. I was getting ready to give birth. I was trying to finish up a whole bunch of kid knits and I put it on the back burner, and then I stupidly did not take any notes or remember where I was in the pattern, and I had taken the needles off of this and just had it hanging on a cord. Just not smart enough to guess, and I just ripped the whole thing back, rewound my balls, and then started from scratch. And it took me less than 5 days. I was working like a dog on it during those 4 days, 5 days. I wouldn't recommend finishing anything that quickly if you want to preserve your sanity and your hand health. However, I don't really regret it. It has been so fun to wear. And honestly, people are probably like, hey girl, why are you wearing that again? It's cost per wear, baby. I almost got this bad thing paid off, okay? So that's how I justify anything cost-wise. But let's get into some of our whips. The first and biggest whip that I am working on right now is my second Hanie, and this one is not for me. And we all know how I feel, and honestly how most knitters, I would say, feel about gift knits. They can be really fun and rewarding if they're your idea and you don't get conned into it. And this one was my idea. My Grammy came into town and she was watching me actually work on this and finish this. And I had just showed her the other Hanie that I had finished and she was obsessed. She asked if she could try it on. She asked for the pattern information and I was like, girl, why don't I just make you 1 year old? That's where we are. She bought the yarn for it and she went with Santa's Garn Pure Gint in the color Velvet Fig, and then their Tin Silk Mohair in the color Blackberry, I believe. It is working up so beautifully. I don't know if it's showing on Cattern on video. Anyways, I have one sleeve done. I am nearly done with the other sleeve and I'm very excited to be done with the sleeve. I picked it up today and honestly that's pretty good progress for being a mother of 4 and pretty much having no downtime to knit while they're awake. I'm cruising. So I just have the button band and the collar after this. I'm supposed to see her next weekend, and so my goal is to finish all of that by Tuesday so that I can have it washed, blocked, and sew on the buttons and finish up the loose ends and be able to give it to her for our family reunion, because we're pretty much going all the way to Colorado to see and celebrate everyone. So hoping that I don't. Okay, yeah, that's the other thing. I have had a knitting injury for the past, I don't know, probably 7 days. I think I was just taking it way too seriously. I did not take any breaks. I wasn't stretching. I was sitting like a freaking lawn chair folded up and discarded on the side of the house, inside my bed knitting every night for hours, watching Summer House, RIP, and was not taking care of myself. It ended up resulting in like almost complete numbness in both my hands, but especially my right hand. I did end up looking like a furry for like 4 days, wearing compression gloves and sleeves. Worth it, because I have total mobility. I'm not getting tired after knitting a few rounds, and I'm taking my stretching much more seriously. I'm not gonna let that happen again. I pretty much beat and moaned to Camille for like 4 or 5 days. Sorry, my sweetie. Anyways, my grandma's Hanie. Next, and honestly, like that one's my biggest project. This is my most important one. Okay, wait, where'd it go? If you can see a mess behind me, just know that I'm not putting my house to bed. My husband is farming right now, and normally we do like a 30-minute reset on our house every night, and I'm not doing that by myself. That's a purple job, so we do it together. But this project I'm very excited about. Camille from Camille Made. You probably follow her YouTube. She's the cutest ever. She reached out to me on Instagram and was like, hey, we like the same pattern. Do you want to do a buddy knit? And I said, Absolutely. I was literally in my bed kicking my feet and giggling, and I immediately told my husband as if I was a kindergartner who just made a new friend on the playground and had to tell their mommy. But she is so cute. If you don't follow her, go follow her. She has the best color choices for every project she's ever made, and I've been humbled getting to know her. She's phenomenal. She's 4'11", and to me, I don't know why, but that's just actually so impressive. You've overcome that, Camille. No, but really, if we ever met in real life, it would be like fee fi fo fum and one of the beans from the beanstalk. Okay, she's teensy. Wait, did I tell you what pattern it was? The Phoenix sweater by Morika Knits. The design shows up really prominently and beautifully in hers, and it's probably because she's using a more like bouncy, fluffy combination, whereas I went with Santa's Garn Line. I think it's called Pearl Gray. Ooh, don't quote me on that. I'll double check before I post this, but it is so pretty. It's probably showing up more gray on camera because I'm filming in D-Log. Had to Google that one. I was like, why am I so washed out? And I said, girl. It is this linen cotton blend. I believe there's a third in there somewhere, but it's a blend. And I can already tell that this is going to be such a staple in my closet this summer because it is so soft. It is very cool to the touch. I've knit on it outside, and like even the sun beating down on me, it does not like transfer to this. It's very cooling. So I know I'm gonna be able to live in it all summer long, which is great. We have bonfires, my husband's farming a lot this summer most likely. And so I don't know what that has to do with me, but he'll be outside too. Anyways, here's my progress. I wish I had put it on shorter cords, but it's not my priority to go search for them in my office because my baby's asleep in there. And also, I really need to decorate that bad biatch because it is heinous in there and I actually don't even want to spend time in. Is that an eagle? Come closer. Dang, that thing's huge. If I can see it without my glasses on, that's a big bird. Anyways, I'm almost done with the body. I have one teensy problem, and it's that I'm, for all the parts and sections that I had to knit flat, I did row out. So I'm gonna try a mid-project block. Camille said that it'll block out, and I hope she's right because I'll wear it no matter what, but if you make a comment about it being rowed out, I'll block you. I need to protect my peace. So yeah, I just need to finish adding a couple more centimeters to the body. I'll pick up the neckline and do the I-cord edging for that, and then the sleeves, and I cannot wait to wear it. I'm not even gonna put a due date for this because I actually have no idea when I'll finish it, but hopefully soon. If you came and followed me on this profile channel from my last Whip Wednesday where I was talking a little bit more about the Lang Cloud sweater, baby sweater that I was writing a pattern for and planning to do a YouTube video tutorial for, this is the sweater in question that a lot of people lost their minds over, and I did not understand why initially, but then I realized like there's not really too many baby patterns or color combinations where I like am also just immediately drawn to them. So I'm glad that we could be here together. Anyways, this is the flat version. So essentially I knit 4 panels, a front, a back, and then a sleeve that I sewed, and then I did pick up the collar. I didn't love that, this like style of construction. It took me a lot longer because I was going back and forth with knitting and purling. I think that if I do a knit flat version, I might just have it in regular garter stitch. I know there's a lot of garter stitch haters. You know, I think garter stitch is actually really pretty. So this is what I was able to draft. This is the preemie / newborn size. You can adjust obviously how long you make it. This was just based off of the average newborn and preemie torso length. And then I added a little bit of a couple of centimeters to the length just because without any ribbing, it will curl up on itself. Same with the neckline. I knit a couple inches of the neckline before I split it for sleeves or the raglan increases. If you can hear my kids, shay. And then the sleeves are a little bit longer so that you could kind of fold them up and adjust them. Babies have like ironically long arms in comparison to other limbs that they have. So it's really just kind of up to you. Like, what's your family's history with dimensions? But anyways, so I've finished the draft of the pattern. I'm going through right now and I'm editing it, trying to add detailed pictures for certain steps. And then once that's done, I am going to film a tutorial for both the in the round and the knit flat version. I will release the in the round version first because it seems like that was like the most widely agreed upon version. But I did have quite a few people requesting that I do a knit flat version as well because they don't have access to circular needles. Needles, cool. Needles. It is going to be for preemie, newborn, 3 to 6 month, 6 to 9, 12 month, 18 month, 2T, 4T, 6T, and 8 years. So I cannot test every size. I don't have millions of dollars, and please be patient with me. And I had a lot of people saying, like, why is it free? Why is it free? We're gonna complain about that? I want people to have access to tutorials. The best thing and the thing that got me into knitting and crochet was the fact that there were so many widely available free patterns and tutorials on YouTube where I could kind of follow along and learn certain skills and got myself really comfortable and was able to move on to like larger things. And I think there are so many things with a paywall now and they all have their place, but for a simple baby raglan, it's free. Hopefully not too long before I can put something out for you guys to be able to view and use, but please be patient with me. I've had a lot of angry DMs and I don't work for you. Some of you might remember, if you follow me on any of my other social media platforms, that a couple of months ago, my daughters and my son all asked me to make them granny square blankets. Cool. Love a granny square blanket. I have made 2. That's it. Or I've made 3, one for my mom as well. I let my daughter pick out the yarn for her blanket and she did such a good job. I was so excited. And I got about halfway done with all of my squares that I needed and she let me know she hates it. So very cool. However, I have a ton of yarn and so I'm going to finish it and I love the colors, so I'm going to definitely put it out in my living room. There's no big deal. But I put a poll up on my story about what color to border the squares with so that when I join them, they all have the same bordering color. And I think I had a pink lilac and a petrol blue color. It was a resounding lilac and I decided that I actually hate that idea. So we went with petrol and I'm really glad that I did. Seeing it online is not the same as being able to knit it or crochet it up in person. Crochet it up, work it up in person and see how the colors go together. But if I do say so myself, I think that this looks really, really good. So hopefully I can finish that this year. What's my question this week? What is your favorite children's book that you were read to as a child that you have read to your children, and how did they react? And if you don't have kids, that's totally okay. What's your favorite children's book? Mine, Love You Forever by Robert Munsch. The illustrations are sort of scary, but that book will have me sobbing every single time. I don't think it was my favorite as a kid, but as an adult reading it to my kids, it actually, every single time I read it, makes me cry. It is such a beautiful story. It is so full circle. My kids are scared of it, so it is full circle. They'll love it someday, I hope. Anyways, bye guys. Hopefully not too long in between now and our next video, and hopefully the next video is the tutorial so that I don't have a bunch of angry people.